Hello, Cedar Hill ISD stakeholder. My name is Jeff Robert with Hilltop Securities. I serve as financial advisor to school districts across the state of Texas and have had the opportunity to work with Cedar Hill ISD since 2003. I wanted to connect with you today to hopefully be able to answer some questions related to the district's upcoming bond election. One of the questions is the ballot language. On every Texas school district bond election ballot, the language, "This is a property tax increase," appears on the ballot, while the district is stating that the property tax rate will not increase as a result of this election. You'll note that the word rate does not appear on the ballot. Yes, there are new property taxes that will be levied and collected in order to pay the bonds associated with the new election. However, the district is able to service or pay for the payments on the new bond election as well as the existing bonds outstanding with the current 33.6 interest and sinking fund tax rate. Another question you may have is, how can the district issue $208 million without a tax rate increase? There are two reasons for this. First, the tax base in the district has grown on average by over 10% the last 5 years. When the tax base grows, the same tax rate generates a higher tax levy, which allows for the district to make payments on new authorizations as well as their existing at the same tax rate. The second is that over the last 5 years, the district has paid off just under $17 million in existing bonds. By doing so, this has allowed for more capacity to issue bonds in the future as well. So those two reasons, the tax base growth and the fact that the district has paid off debt over the last 5 years, has opened up the capacity for this potential authorization. The next question is, what would happen to the district's interest and sinking fund tax rate if the bond election did not pass? Each year, the board goes through a budgeting process in which they determine what the tax rates are going to be. The district has two options with regard to the interest and sinking fund tax rate if the bond issue or bond election did not pass. First, they could lower the INS tax rate. Or two, they could keep the tax rate at the same level and continue to pay off principal on the district's existing bonds. Remember that each time that they pay off principal, they're saving interest cost for district taxpayers now and into the future. Also remember that the district's tax rate just 5 years ago was $1.51, and now the total tax rate is $1.19. Based upon bills that are in the legislative session being considered right now, it's highly likely that the maintenance and operations tax rate continues to compress over the next few years. Last question, what about interest rates and the permanent school fund guarantee? First, let's talk interest rates. Yes, interest rates have come up over the last year and a half. The reason why interest rates were very, very low prior to that was COVID. As we've come out of COVID, rates have risen. They reached their peak in October, late October of last year. They've actually come down since then. So interest rates from a historical perspective are still very low. They're just not as low as the rates that we saw during the COVID pandemic. I'm not sure that we would reach those levels again, barring a domestic or global pandemic or tragedy, which no one hopefully is expecting. Next, let's talk about the Permanent School Fund Guarantee. The Permanent School Fund Guarantee is a state guarantee program that basically insures school district bonds. The PSF Guarantee was exhausted in November. However, recently there's been some capacity that was opened up, and currently it stands at about $5 billion in capacity for school district bonds. I'm not certain that the PSF Guarantee will be available when Cedar Hill issues bonds from this potential authorization. However, if it was not available, the district is rated AA3 and AA- by Moody's and Fitch respectively. Those attractive investment grade ratings would result in an interest rate that is 0.15% higher than if they were to issue with the Permanent School Fund Guarantee. While this is not ideal, we would prefer the PSF Guarantee. This would not keep the district from being able to issue all of the bonds from this authorization and keep the promise that the district will not raise its tax rate over the 33.6 rate that it currently is at. Thank you for your time today, and if you want further information on the district's bond election, please visit the link on your screen.